as of right now, there are two bills in the state of Washington headed toward Governor Jay Inslee's desk. House Bill 1143 and House Bill 1240, both of which have passed both the House and the Senate. And if they make it to the desk of Jay Inslee, will probably be signed into law. 1143 is a bill that would make the purchasing process for firearms more difficult for everybody, because as of right now, you just have to pass a background check, and there's a 10-day to 2-week waiting period. But 1143 wants to expand the background check, require a permit, and require firearm safety training first before one is able to purchase anything. House Bill 1240 is a ban on the sales of firearms. 90% of all firearms currently sold in the state of Washington will be unable to be sold anymore if this bill passes. And Jay Inslee and his Attorney General, Bob Ferguson, are very determined to pass these bills, and it's beginning to look like it might actually happen. Now, here is my own personal story of an incident that happened to me a little over a year ago and culminated in the middle of March of 2022. For a few months prior to this, I had been repeatedly harassed by a neighbor of mine, a man in his early 60s, by the name of Timothy Leghorn, who at the time was living next door to me. Now, this is just a small sampling of some of the things this neighbor did to me. Glued my locks shut with super glue 3 times while I was away at work, and I came home to find my locks glued shut and had to climb in through a window. That was the only way I was able to get inside. Used a flashlight to spy on me while standing right outside my window, shining his flashlight into my window and staring at me. Called the police on me several times, making up lies about me. He took me to the Snohomish County Court in Everett approximately 3 times on some bogus charges of things I had never done. And each of those 3 times, yes, the judge knew that he was lying and dismissed everything and told him not to come back. But that didn't stop him from coming back. And so the final time, I did tell the judge that he had been gluing the locks on my door shut and making up lies about me to the police, Snohomish County, wasting their time, my time, and everyone's time involved. And to make a long story short, Timothy Leghorn threatened to kill me. He said to me that he was armed and he was going to come after me. And that's when I filed a police report against him while I was at work. And this was, I believe, right around March 12th or so of last year. And after this happened, I just packed my stuff and moved to a new place, and that's where I am now. And for over a year, I've had no contact with this deranged individual. And the point of me bringing this up is that I believe Governor Inslee's anti-Second Amendment bills are just going to end up causing a lot more harm to a lot more people, a lot more crime, a lot more violence, because if these bills pass, the only people who will be able to get their hands on weapons for the most part will be the people who obtain them illegally, aka criminals like my former neighbor. Because we all know that criminals don't follow laws, and Governor Inslee and Bob Ferguson should know that as well, but apparently they do not. Inslee and Ferguson are both hardcore woke leftists, the both of them. I've been following some of their antics for years now, and Governor Inslee, living up there in your expensive governor's mansion in Olympia, you clearly don't care about the lives of any of your constituents. Because if you did, you would not be passing these bills.